Hey, good morning everybody, or afternoon. This is Chris Irving, and I'm trying to make a better video from the one I made last, which was a disaster. I think I lost 3 or 4 subscribers because it was so terrible, and I apologize for that, and I will work harder on my next videos, and I will try to not make them so much about myself and poor me, blah blah blah. Just been having a rough time lately, and you guys are kind of my psychologist now. So anyway, today I want to talk to you about the future of Kratom, because I've been doing a lot of research on the changes that are coming up to Kratom. What's the law going to be? What's the FDA going to do? What are doctors going to do? What are the police going to do? And I found some pretty interesting stuff. The FDA has said, scientists have said that yes, Kratom is an opiate because it does what opiates do. It binds to the receptors in your brain that opiates bind to. Therefore, it's an opiate, or it acts like an opiate. And what's that saying? If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's usually a duck. But the FDA does go on to say, but it's a very special type of opiate, one with no process of addiction and no withdrawal, no dangerous withdrawals, and is very beneficial for a lot of people that would normally have to take opiates. So they're kind of in a weird position, because it's very helpful, and doctors are supposed to want to be helpful. And they know opiates get rid of pain, but they also cause a lot of pain in people's lives. Destroyed lives. Heroin addiction and opiate addiction and morphine addiction. Kids dying from it. Adding fentanyl to it to just blow it up. There's not a whole lot of good about opiates. And then, ta-da, there's this substance called Kratom that gives you the same benefits without all the negative bullshit that goes with it. So in the future, I think the FDA is not going to classify it as a controlled substance, which is good news for us. But it's going to leave it up to the states, which is what our cowardly federal government does. When they don't want to take a stance on something, they'll leave it up to the states. And I'm not a libertarian. My brother is, and he would be smacking me in the face right now if he heard me say that I don't believe the states are competent enough to decide what is medically good or bad for us. Left up to the states, women's health rights would be gone, and we would have back alley abortions and stuff. And I'm not going to get into any of that. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not a woman, nor do I look like one, I don't think. Let's do that in a comment. Do I look like a woman? Do I act like a woman? Am I as pretty as a woman? And so I don't know where the hell that just came from. But anyway, it's not your average substance. It's not your average holistic medication. It's kind of in the netherworld where cannabis is. We know cannabis can get you high. We also know that Kratom can get you high. It has a potential. If you figure out the right combinations, which I'm not allowed to talk about on YouTube because I'll be promoting a substance that isn't family oriented, but after 15 years of using it, I found some pretty good ways to enjoy it, we'll say. And it's taken me out of some pretty dark days and brought me some happiness. And even if it's just for 20 minutes, I'll take happiness for 20 minutes. there's no crash. There's no crash and burn like you like after something that's euphoric. You don't have that crash and burn where you just want more and more and more and more and more. I mean, I'm starting to limit myself to maybe 1 or 2 cups a day now because it's too expensive for me to afford $200 a month on it. And financially right now things are, that's why I put a GoFundMe link in my description. So if you can, if you're in a position to help somebody out, I've gotten 2 donations so far, which I never thought I'd get one. I didn't even know how to make this. It was like my bank account was in the negative and I needed to get it up so I could get my medicine at the end of the month. And it was a humiliating experience, but I actually did create a GoFundMe account. And I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and seeing this Filipino homeless guy, not homeless guy, this Filipino man who walks the streets of Skid Row and meets homeless people on the street and asks them if he could borrow $1 from them. And these are homeless people with nothing, and 9 times out of 10 these homeless people will pull out change and say, "Here you go, man." And he's like, "Wait, why are you giving me change? Because you said you needed it, man." And he's like, "Well, why would you give me your change? It's all you have in the world." And he's like, "Because it feels good to give, man." And that hit me hard. And so then he would give them back their change, and he would say, "And because you were so nice, I'm going to give you $500 more." And these homeless people are freaking. They're like, "This can't be right. I gave up on humanity a long time ago," you know, when they would kick my cup over with all my change in it on the street because I'm a burden on the street. But there is still love and kindness in the world, and I've seen it on YouTube, and I hope that I am one of those people. If I were to become a influencer and made the money that influencers make, I would like to think that I would be a philanthropist and give most of it away. You know, get things that I need: computer, camera, better microphones, which this microphone's not so bad anymore now that I'm learning where to stand, where to position. Wow, this scar is getting ugly. I might have to do something about that. I don't know though. Maybe it's just because of my age. But the dreaded winter is coming, and I hate winter because I hate being cold. Hate it. That's the South Floridian in me. I mean, I would love to live someplace where it's 90 degrees all the time. And I guess that place is called the Philippines. And I have a friend that lives in the Philippines that I would like to know a lot better. She's beautiful, and she has the biggest heart I've ever seen in my life. And she asked me for nothing, and we've been talking for at least 12 years now. And in the beginning I was donating to her family because they had nothing. Her grandmother needed medicine, and they needed to pay for a funeral for her aunt. And me being me, you know, I had barely enough money to eat, but I was sending what I could to them. And we became very close. So anyway, the future of Kratom looks good, and I see that in the future it's going to become a part of our life more, kind of like cannabis is. I kind of put them in the same realm. You know, California's going to legalize it 100%. Well, it's not. It is 100% legal in California. The only place that's not 100% legal is the southern states of the United States. The southeastern states. Like Alabama, you can't have it at all. If you're caught with it, it's considered a controlled substance and you can go to jail for it. Tennessee, you have to be of age, at least 18, I believe it is. But every time I've gone to the store to buy it, they've never carded me, so. And when I ordered online, the only thing I can think they can get away with it for is because you have to have some sort of a credit card or debit card, which you have to be of a certain age to possess one of those cards, I believe. So because Kratom is not your average opioid, the FDA is in a quandary. They're ready to just put it on the books and say it's no different than thyme or parsley or garlic or coffee beans. You know, coffee would be the closest comparison to Kratom because it does affect your mind, it affects your brain. We all know that when we're studying for our finals and we're drinking cup of coffee after coffee after cup after cup. You know, I mean, it's my opinion, you know, and the Drug Enforcement Agency hasn't found it any more dangerous than that. I mean, they sell these drinks with equivalent to 24 cups of coffee in them. You can go to Starbucks and buy quadruple shot lattes, which is a lot of caffeine, and that's what I drink because I overdo everything. But I'm still alive, and I'm still kicking, and I'm still pretty, I wouldn't say I'm healthy, but I'm not unhealthy. I mean, for what I got to work with, I'm doing pretty good. So, having a better day, and please, I deleted that last video, it was so embarrassing. So, I'm so sorry about that, you guys. And if you're watching my videos for the first time, give it a like, subscribe, and just don't put notifications. You know, I mean, you don't have to be notified of every single video I drop, because I try to drop 2. I'm getting a new computer. I think I've got it saved up in my mind, or in my budget, to where I'll have a new Mac Mini on October 3rd. And because I've been saving every penny, sold my bass guitar, and just doing everything possible to get it and fix my car at the same time. You know, because I've got to have a vehicle. Otherwise, how would I get to my doctor's appointments or whatever? Or get to the Mac store or the mall, or go to my hypothetical friends that I don't have. So anyway, y'all, I hope you have a great day, and if you would, look for the donation link in the description of the video and maybe put me $1. Alright, y'all, have a great day.